About all the games happened on Monday, March 21st. We had 9 games on Monday. Let's just get into it. And good luck in your playoffs if this is your semi-finals or last week or your final matchup. The first game is the Pelicans losing to the Charlotte Hornets. Herbert Jones played just 19 minutes. I don't know why. He only had 2 fouls. But still put up an okay line with 2 steals and a block. But the low minutes is weird. The New Orleans Pelicans, they do have a really good schedule toward the end of the week. So guys like Jackson Hayes, you gotta pick him up. You gotta stream him. They got 3 games in the last 4 days. Guys like Devontae Graham too, even though Brandon Ingram might return at that point. Jose Alvarado could also be picked up. Najee Marshall, who's been getting 25 minutes. But once Brandon Ingram comes back, we could not worry about Najee Marshall because he won't be getting any minutes. 3 games in the last 4 days, a lot of these guys might be super attractive. Jackson Hayes played huge minutes. 38 minutes with Valanciunas in a little bit foul trouble. Had 7 rebounds and a block. Not the best game, but if he gets 30 plus minutes, they got a great schedule. He's a must roster when we get to the end. Valanciunas grabbed 18 rebounds in just 28 minutes. CJ enjoying his usage boost with Brandon Ingram out, 27 points with no rebounds, 6 assists, and 1 steal with 3 threes, and okay. Devontae Graham also played okay, just 24 minutes. A lot of the minutes went to the backup bench guys. Let's go to we look at the Charlotte Hornets. Miles Bridges, a pretty mediocre game. PJ Washington could also be rostered. The Charlotte Hornets also have 4 games this week, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. And if you are, getting into last few weeks of your match, a lot of guys could be really just droppable. If what they bring, you don't need the categories they are bringing. For example, Terry Rozier on the surface, great player, right? Top 50 player, top 60 player. But if you don't need the points and threes, and you are really wanting the rebounds and some field goal and blocks, Hassan Whiteside. If you drop Terry Rozier and get Hassan Whiteside might help you win versus a Terry Rozier. Let's say if you're in your last week of your matchup, right? If you got another component in the finals, then maybe dropping Terry. And if you need points and threes versus that opponent, then you don't drop Terry Rozier. But once we get to the end, everybody is droppable. Even maybe Giannis Antetokounmpo, or maybe Jokic is probably never in no circumstance you want to drop him. But it just everybody can be cut. If they get injured, if they don't have a good schedule, if they don't have what you want. LaMelo Ball, 17 points, 9 assists, and 2 blocks with 4 threes. Overall, pretty okay game from LaMelo. But again, as we talked about many times, he hasn't been the same. Cody Martin, sure, you could stream him for some defensive stats, a little bit rebound and steals, and assist. He did all that. And they got 3 more games this week. Potentially somebody we could stream. Let's go to the next game. Is LeBron returning to Cleveland, and now he's second all time, and he's going for that scoring title. So if you got LeBron, that's great. Whenever he plays, he's going to score a lot. He had actually a big triple-double too. Only attempted 4 threes. Unstoppable this game. 38 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. And the good thing is the Lakers got the win, right? Gabriel started again. A couple guys were out. Like Taylor Horton Tucker, and now they make Malik Monk coming off the bench now. It's frustrating. And the Lakers, they only have 2 more games left this week. So if you got Malik Monk, you could let him go. Maybe hold him till Wednesday and then drop it. Now they're messing with his minutes again. Russell Westbrook, 11 assists, that's great. 20 points is also good. But again, 4 for 7 from the free throw. He's somebody you could 100% drop if you don't need the assist. If you need some efficiencies, you could 100% let him go in your playoff matchup. Austin Reeves played 30 minutes. But all the Laker guys, their minutes is inconsistent from game to game. And Carmelo, if you were streaming him, played just 14 minutes this game. For the Cleveland Cavaliers, Lamar Stevens, out of nowhere, played 34 minutes. They've been playing Isaiah Okoro, Lamar Stevens. Karis LeVert now comes off the bench and only gets 16 minutes. Well, he had 5 fouls, and he was just coming back from injury. The Cavaliers, they don't have a great schedule. Their next game is Thursday and then and Saturday. So If if Love and Karis LeVert is on your team, you could make some decisions, or these two guys could be streamed actually. So by Thursday don't have a lot of games, so maybe you could stream one of these guys. If you need rebounds, you can go to Kevin Love, rebound threes. If you need some guard stats, you could go for Karis LeVert. But his minutes is still down. He's still ramping up. I don't know how much I can trust him to get 30 minutes next game. So it's probably safer to just leave him on the waiver wire. And with Karis LeVert in foul trouble, Darius Garland, I wasn't worried about his back. I was worried about his back coming out of the All-Star break. And I still think this guy's going to miss maybe some back-to-backs. But play 40 minutes here, 29 points and 17 assists. That probably helped. That's a great start for a week if you are you're trying to win assist with 2 threes. Really, really great for Darius Garland. This guy's going to get drafted in the 3rd or 4th round next year. We'll see. I mean, if Colin Sexton comes back, that's going to take something away from Darius Garland. But he clearly this year has shown that what he's capable of. Isaiah Okoro and Lamar Stevens, maybe you could look at them Thursday and Saturday, low volume days. No, those days are pretty low volume. And Yvonne Mobley also had some foul trouble, not the best game. And Lauren Markkinen needs to be rostered for points and rebounds. But again, they only have 2 games this week. Two more games left. Let's go to the next game. Oh boy. The Portland Trailblazers beat the Detroit Pistons. I think the Pistons were favored by quite a lot this game. Brandon Williams needs to be rostered. 11 for 11 from the free throw line is absolutely huge. We were, the prior games he was not great, efficiency wise. But at this point, Portland's got a great schedule. So let's go pick him up and just write it out. They have 4 games rest of the way. They have a great schedule, and guys like Justin Winslow gonna come in and out of the lineup. Even Josh Hart was resting. So Brandon Williams, I don't think Anthony Simons is coming back. So yeah, it's gonna be great. Efficiency might be an issue, but even though we don't know who this guy is, but he's putting up numbers, so we should roster him. CJ LB, I don't know if I can trust him. He had 3 steals and a block, really pretty versus Detroit this game, 4 for 7, but not reliable usually. Drew Eubanks pretty reliable, rebounds and field goal and some points, and throwing a little bit blocks as well. So I think he's a must roster. Trayton Watford as well. A lot of stocks this game coming out of those Portland guys. 3 steals and 2 blocks. Play 30 minutes. And Justin Winslow, if he's playing, yes, we should have him provide very solid rebound, assist, steals, and blocks. Efficiency is an issue. And another guy that we want is Chris Dunn. Struggled pretty hard this game, 1 for 8. But if you need assists and steals for this week or next week, whatever your final opponents are, he can give you a big boost. He can get you a lot of steals actually. Let's look at Detroit. Sadiq Bey, another great game. 5 threes, 25 points. Not great efficient, but 8 for 8 from the free throw line as well. Marvin Bagley, they got 3 more games. If you need points and rebounds, you can stream him, but he doesn't offer you anything else. And Isaiah Stewart, 13 rebound and 2 blocks. Rebound and blocks, very, very solid coming from Isaiah Stewart. But everything else is, very little. Sometimes might be negative. And he had 4 fouls here as well. Killian Hayes played 35 minutes, had 6 fouls. If you need assists and steals, you could stream him. And Cade Cunningham, another big game with 4 steals and a block. And the problem with Cade Cunningham is the games like this, he filled up the box score, right? With 9 turnovers, obviously. But sometimes he just disappears. But next year he could be well, I think he already broke up. People already know how good he is. So it'll be hard for you to get him early, to get him late next year. The next game, the Miami Heat went to the Sixers without Joel Embiid and James Harden. They lost to the Sixers, 106-113. They were favored by 8 points, lost by 7. Jimmy Butler played, but Jimmy Butler, this is a great game for him. 11 for 11, 27 points, but he has not beat himself. Early of the season, he was top 3 player. Obviously, he got hurt, a lot of issues, so yeah. But as long as he's playing, I mean, he gets injured every other game, so we'll see what happens. The Heat, they got a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. Who knows? Jimmy Butler might miss one of those games. Bam Adebayo, another great game. 1 steal and 3 blocks, 22 points. Oh my God, this guy just being a beast. Coming back from his injury, yeah, putting up second, 3rd round values easily. Kyle Lowry finally he's scoring. Look at that, 6 threes, 20 points. Great, He's very, very disappointing all season. if you're still in it, despite him trolling you all season, hopefully he can put up some great numbers as we get to the end, because the East, the battle of the top seeds in the East is very, very intense. So every top team, those players, they're not gonna rest too much, because the seeding matters, unless you're the Nets, because you want to lose, because Kyrie cannot play at home. For the 76ers, Matisse Thybulle, yes. With the two top players, Tyrese Maxey obviously going to step up. Really great game, and Shake Milton came in and played 30 minutes. But not really fantasy relevant, because both guys going to play next game. It was a back-to-back. Matisse Thybulle, they really need some offense, so he plays 60 minutes. If you need defensive stats, you absolutely should still hold on to him. They have 3 more games left. Tobias Harris, without their 2 best players, did not step up. Just mediocre, 14 points, 8 rebounds. Yeah, that's what another guy that you could absolutely drop. If you need some defensive stats, if you need steals, you could drop Tobias Harris. But usually, because he's really good in many different categories, like efficiency, he doesn't hurt you, he can score, he can grab rebounds. So it'd be hard to drop a guy unless you need steals and steals only. And every other guy on your team is already averaging over 1 steal. Then you could think about maybe dropping Tobias Harris. But for the most part, you want to have him. All right, let's go to the next game. The Utah Jazz lost to the Brooklyn Nets 106-114. Without Kyrie. Donovan Mitchell, on the surface, it's a decent game, 5 threes, 30 points. But again, no defensive stats, and that's really driving. That's why he's a top 15 player this season. Lately, he hasn't been doing that, but overall, like scoring, hitting a lot of threes, he's still doing that. And 7 for 7 from the free throw line is also very, very good. Mike Conley played this game, 7 assists, 2 steals, 18 points. It's not bad. Royce O'Neal had 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Yes, we could continue to stream him. They got 3 more games this week. And Jordan Clarkson, yes, loving what he's doing, loving what he's been doing. If you need points and threes, yes, he's gonna average 20 points, 19 points, 3 steals, 4 threes, and look at the minutes, 37 minutes again. They really need some. The coach doesn't really trust anybody else than Jordan Clarkson, like Hernan Gomez. Bogdanovic is still out. As long as he's out, Jordan Clarkson is gonna go crazy. And Rudy Gobert, not the best game, no defensive stats, and only 4 rebounds. And Hassan Whiteside came in versus Brooklyn. Interesting, that they didn't dominate the paint. For the Brooklyn Nets, Andre Drummond was out, so Nicholas Claxton, I think he's a must roster if Andre Drummond continues to miss games. Don't think if it's too serious of an issue, but you never know, right? If he can come in and play 25 to 30 minutes, he's a must roster. The Brooklyn Nets, yep, they got a back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. It's kind of weird. But probably by that time, Drummond is already back. But Claxton, 7 for 8, really great. 1 steal, 2 blocks. Yeah. Keep an eye on Andre Drummond's status. If he's out, pick up Nicholas Claxton. Goran Dragic, without Kyrie, he's going to come in and play 30 minutes. He could also be streamed. Kyrie's status is easy to check. If they play at home, no Kyrie, you could stream guys like Goran Dragic. Seth Curry also injured himself. Not injured himself, he got injured. So Patty Mills now is going to come in and play huge minutes again. If you need threes, they got a back-to-back. You could potentially look at him. And another guy, Bruce Brown, in the last week or two, just putting up crazy good numbers. Another great game, 22 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, and a steal. Absolutely must roster. And again, they got 3 more games, and he can provide many, many different categories. He can provide rebound as a guard. He doesn't make that many threes, but sure, he's going to take some threes. He's been scoring quite a bit. He gets steals, he gets blocks, it's everything. And efficiency-wise, maybe free throw not so great, but as a guard, his field goal is pretty solid. And KD, easy 37 points. With Kyrie out, you could just count on KD to score 35 plus every game. 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and a steal with 4 threes. All right, let's go to the next team. The Toronto Raptors got blown out by the Bulls. That's an impressive game by the Bulls. Although, Raptors, they have Gary Trent out this game. Fred VanVleet, shooting percentage is super, super rough with this guy. This game, 3 threes, nice assists, 2 steals. I mean, those are fine numbers, but he hasn't been himself. I think we all know that. Scotty Barnes had 2 blocks. That's great. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and 8 points. He was a minus 20. But still overall decent game. Pascal Siakam, sure. And they are just experimenting different lineups with Gary Trent Jr. out. You will have Chris Boucher. It needs to be rostered, right? This is back-to-back games. Too bad they don't have a great schedule Thursday. So if Precious Shua, Ken Burch, Chris Boucher, if these guys are out there on the waiver wire and Thursday comes around, I would share Gary Trent Jr.'s status. If he continues to miss games, I do think Chris Boucher is going to get some minutes, and he's going to provide you a huge amount of rebound and blocks, which again he did. He had 14 rebounds last game and had a steal and 2 blocks. Really, really good. Like he could potentially help you win the league, just popping off one game with 5 blocks or 15 rebounds, something like that. And we look at the Bulls. Bulls have the only team in the NBA have a back-to-back Monday and Tuesday. So he probably wanted to stream guys like Alex Caruso, Ayo Dosunmu, if he was out there on the waiver wire, Javonte Green before the game, and even Kobe White. But it turns out he only played 30 minutes, so we could let him go. They're starting Alex Caruso, just experimenting different lineups, I suppose. Lonzo Ball, we don't know where this guy is. This is the issue with Lonzo Ball. Like he gets hurt every single season, pretty consistently, and we know what he's a top 30, top 25 player when he played. Unbelievable defensive stats, assist, rebound, hit a lot of threes. So that obviously is, but he's a drop a long time ago. We still don't know when he's coming back. So Caruso is a must roster in my opinion. Now that he's starting, 6 assists and a steal is decent. Zach LaVine 26 points, 6 assists, 6 rebound and a steal with 3 threes. Struggled from the free throw line, but him and DeMar DeRozan lately they haven't been that great. But this is a great win for him. DeRozan did not hit 30 points in a long time now. But had 1 steal and 3 blocks, which is huge. Vucevic, did his thing. A steal and a block, 19 points and 13 rebounds. We go to the next game. Wow, the Wizards got blown out by the Rockets. That's never good. Kristaps Porzingis absolutely went off with 22 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal and 5 blocks. Yep, Porzingis is doing it. And I thought he's going to get shut down, but coming back after the All-Star break, playing great, putting up great numbers, and they have a back-to-back. Pretty sure Porzingis is going to miss one of these. But still, again, got 2 games. So really good stuff from coming out of Porzingis. And Daniel Gafford, if you need defensive stats, look to him for that back-to-back. Because they got a very friendly schedule by the end of the week. Starting Thursday, they got 3 games. So Danny Advia, Daniel Gafford, Corey Kispert, even if you need threes, Ron Neto if you need assists and steals, did exactly that, 10 assists and 2 steals. KCP if you need points, threes, yeah. Like if you have a top 30 player and his last game is Friday and this is your last matchup, you absolutely drop him, right? Then you stream that spot for Saturday and Sunday. Well, Wizards don't have a back-to-back Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, some of the Wizards guys could be really valuable with 3 games in the last 4 days versus somebody with just 1 game in the last 4 days. So something to think about. And the Rockets team also got a great schedule going on. They have a back-to-back Friday and Saturday. So if you have a roster some of these guys, make sure after Tuesday's game you could maybe drop somebody with a bad schedule and pick up a Rocket guy, because then they have 3 games, Wednesday, Saturday in 4 days. And some of these guys, we know who they are. Emperor Şengün, even Dennis Schroeder maybe, Kevin Porter Jr., Jason Tate, Kenny Martin Jr. The minutes is a concern, but I'm pretty sure Eric Gordon is going to miss the back-to-back. And who knows, Kevin Porter Jr. might miss a back-to-back, although he's been fairly healthy lately. But he has not been great. We could stream him if you don't care about the efficiency, but only 11 points, 4 assists here. And Jalen Green has been pretty solid. 3 threes, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and a block. Christian Wood absolutely went off. 39 points, season high, career high. I'm not sure, 10 rebounds with 8 threes, could not miss from the 3. When you playing against the Wizards, great stuff from Christian Wood, but he's overall been very, very disappointing. And Şengün came in and played 25 minutes too. So this game, they played Christian Wood and Şengün together for a little while, and Şengün he doesn't disappoint. 2 for 7, yes. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal and 2 blocks, pretty good. You can get a lot of value out of Emperor Şengün with those 3 games. So he's the number 1 guy I want to stream on this team when we get to the end. Let's go to the next game. The Boston Celtics. they're supposed to play great defense, but when you play a bad team, you end up scoring 130 and the other team scored 120. 132 and everybody went off on this team. When they score 132 points. Derek White is a drop. Maybe after Wednesday. They have 2 more games and they only have 1 game in the last 4 days. Sure. Jaylen Brown played well, 25 points. They all played well. Peyton Pritchard came in. Marcus Smart was out. And Robert Williams also out. So with these 2 guys out, Derek White got some extra minutes, but next game with these guys back, he's going to play 23 and does nothing. And Horford, he took 0 shot. But doesn't matter. 3 steals and 3 blocks, 7 assists, 5 rebounds. This is why we love Al Horford. But again, after Wednesday's game, you got to think about, because their game next game is on Sunday. Do you want to have these guys to just have 1 game in the last 4 days? That's up to you. Jason Tatum, 36 points, 2 steals and a block, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 threes. Yeah, Jason Tatum probably you don't want to drop him. Really great stuff from Jason Tatum. Like I said, top 15 player for the whole season, and he hasn't missed that many games. So you're getting great value if you drop this guy at the end of first or early second. For the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shea had a rest day. Ankle issue, I think they're just using it as an excuse. If they want to rest him, they're going to rest him. They only have 2 more games left this week. And Trey Mann absolutely went insane. 35 points with 7 threes. I think we want to stream this guy till Wednesday, and then if he needs points and threes, I think you just want to go hold on to him for that 1 game. And then drop him and then stream somebody else on Sunday for your last if this is your last week. Because who knows, he could pop up for another 35 points. Isaiah Roby had a great game last time around, went 0 for 6 this game, still played 26 minutes. There was Beasley, 22 points, 10 rebounds. Oh man, he finally put it together. 20-10 with 1 steal and 1 block. Also a must roster, at least till Wednesday. Pokusevski still got his 27 minutes, put up a great line as well, 19 points and a steal. But some of these guys, Shea, you probably don't want to drop him. But you gotta make some decisions. Another team with just 1 game in their last 4 days. Okay, let's talk about the last game of the night. The Timberwolves went into the Mavericks. They've been on fire lately. Went to Dallas, lost by 2 points barely. Cat was questionable coming in. Had pretty solid game with 2 steals and a block, 8 rebounds, 22 points. And we look at the Timberwolves schedule. Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, they have 4 games. So all these guys, you just write it out. For whatever reason, D'Lo played just 29 minutes, and he's been struggling pretty hard in the last couple weeks. I don't know what's going on with him, but you got to hold. He provided a lot of guard stats. Malik Beasley taking some of the minutes, even Taurean Prince getting 23 minutes, and he took 16 shots in 23 minutes, 17 points, and 3 threes. Yeah, that's weird. But they have 3 games. If you need threes, Malik Beasley could be a stream. I don't know if I trust Taurean Prince though. But Malik Beasley, if you want threes and threes only, yeah, you could stream him because he could pop off 1 game with 7 threes. Patrick Beverley with 2 steals and block, and bother Luka. That was the headline. But he went 3 for 8 from the field, 3 for 8 from the free throw line, 2 for 8, but also need to be rostered. Very solid game if you look at the other numbers: 4 assists, 2 steals and a block. Vanderbilt, my guy, 14 minutes. If you he provided pretty solid field goal, rebound, steals, and blocks. So that's 4 categories there that he's a positive. So if you need 3 of those categories, I think he's a hold. But if you're looking for points and threes and free throws, if you're going the other way, he could be dropped. Right? They have 3 more games, and I think this game because he was in foul trouble. Otherwise, he would have played 25 minutes at least. Anthony Edwards, 3 threes, 19 points. Not the best game from Patrick Beverley. He has not been good. If we have to be honest, he has not been good. Look at the last team of the night. Luka, 5 for 17. Really rough game from Luka, but they got the win. 15 points with 8 turnovers, 10 assists, 6 rebounds, and a steal with 3 threes. Jalen Brunson, if you need points and threes, sure, he's a guy we could turn to. And for the Mavs, yep, again another team with 4 games, and they don't have any back-to-backs. It's just 1 game, rest day, 1 game. Dorian Finney-Smith, 3 more games, sure. Drop somebody after Tuesday and then stream Dorian Finney-Smith. Very solid points and threes. He's been scoring a lot, and the defensive stats are also there as well. And Reggie Bullock, let's not forget him. If you need threes, I mean, he's inconsistent, I know, but he's one of the better guys on the waiver wire. If you want threes, because he's gonna start, he's gonna play 35 plus minutes, and some nights he's gonna hit 6 threes like this. Some nights he's gonna hit 1 3 and does nothing else. But if you need threes, I still think he's a great stream. Maxi Kleber went 1 for 9. Spencer Dinwiddie now comes off the bench once Reggie Bullock comes back. He still played 20 minutes, but that really capped his potential, right? He's coming off the bench playing just 20 minutes. We could still hold on to him if you need guard stats. The main thing with him is he is a guard. He doesn't get the steals, but points, assists, and threes, they should all be there. And that's it for all the games, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.